Home is a place.
No, home is a feeling.
Home is my motherland.
It's more where you feel alive and inspired.
Well, I think we're talking about the same thing, aren't we? Home is where our story begins.
What's your story?
Homesick at Home every Friday from 9 to 10 p.m.
on Radio Van 103.1 with Ina MK
and Rina D.
Shot City. I'm coming home again.
Here we are again, sitting in the studio with Rina D and lovely myself.
You took the words out of my mouth.
And it's Friday night again, and we're happy to be in the studio. For those of you who have just tuned in, this is Homesick at Home, our English-speaking show, which is on air every Friday from 9 to 10 p.m. And if you want to watch us as well, you can go ahead and do it on our official website.
Right now.
Right here, right now. It's on our official website, which is www.radiovan.fm, or our Facebook page. And also we have the application which you can download, Radio Van, and listen to us anywhere around the globe. Tonight we're not alone in this studio, and we're going to have a really cozy and family episode, because here we are, ready to have a chat with young, smart, talented songwriter Gagach, which is the Western version. Derkhorenyan, right?
Hi, guys.
Hello.
And she's Reina's daughter. Okay, I'm gonna reveal the secret right away.
Now everybody knows.
So if you guys have questions tonight to ask each other, or any, I don't know, things to share, or maybe confessions to make, go ahead. This is the right time.
Oh, you're talking about me and my daughter,
Of
right?
course. I'm just someone extra who's gonna watch you guys talk. Or maybe not. We'll see.
Oh, this is going to be very interesting.
Yeah. No yes or no questions, please, young lady.
Yes,
Okay. So let's start from the beginning. Are you from the same place with your mom, or you've come from somewhere else? Where were you born?
No, we were born in the same place, yes.
Interesting. So where was it?
We were born in Syria, Aleppo, but we have lived in different places, I guess. We were born the same place, but in the span of our lives, we have lived in different places. So she was born in Syria, and she lived most of her life in Australia, but I lived most of my life in Syria and Armenia.
Okay. So did you miss your mom?
Did I miss my mom?
No.
Oh, no, I wasn't born when she was living in Australia.
I'm looking at mom. Okay. So, where have you lived so far? You lived in Armenia and Syria. Where is your home? Our show is called Homesick at Home. So, you need to give your definition of home, and where is your home?
Okay, so my home is Armenia, because I feel like I've lived the most important years of my life here. And I have, built myself a life. And I don't really remember much of my life in Syria, so I guess this is my home. Yeah, and
a lot of
comfortable here.
A lot of important things are yet to come.
Of course.
I bet. Do you feel homesick?
When I'm away
Ever.
from Armenia, but not when I'm here.
Okay, so you don't feel homesick for Syria.
Not really.
Okay, what do you miss the most?
I don't know. I don't really look back that much. I feel like, I'm very far from where I was in Syria. And not only physically, but mentally, because I've changed a lot as a person ever since I moved, because I was a kid when I lived there. I mean, I'm still a kid, but a little bit older, So, yeah,
Rena, what was the hardest part for Gagach to move to Armenia? Let's see if your mom knows.
In my
what
opinion,
you
mean?
Yeah.
We kind of agree on almost everything, so maybe if I say this, it might be her feeling as well. I mean, in the beginning, first of all, the first move was to Lebanon, from Syria to Lebanon. that was the difficult move, I think, because it was her first experience, and she was about 10 years old back then, 10 and a half.
11, I think.
So we did that difficult part there in Lebanon. Because she was, she was separated from her father, and she was very close with her dad at that age. And she kind of had like friends. She started to explore and experience that small society that she called friends. But the move to Yerevan was much easier because she overcame those first difficulties back there in Lebanon. And also, the life here was different than Lebanon, because here I was more constructive, which was a plus for her, and it kind of motivated her to feel differently. And I guess her surroundings here, the people she was surrounded with, she made friends quite fast. It was much easier here, so I don't think she had that much difficulty moving here, but the most difficult part was when she moved to Lebanon, right?
Yeah, I mean, the first year when I moved here was kind of difficult, because I feel like I made a lot of good friends in Lebanon that I wasn't ready to part with. But, I mean, in the long run, I am much happier here than I was there.
Yes.
And why?
Well, I mean, the atmosphere is more free. You can do whatever you want. I mean, not everything, but, well, I mean, you can go out late. You can hang out with friends. You know, you don't have to drive everywhere. You don't need someone to drive you everywhere. You can just take the bus or the train or...
And what else does a teenager want?
Yeah.
Really. Exactly. I mean, you have friends, you have, freedom.
Okay. What is freedom?
Well, I mean...
What means freedom to you?
It is a part of, everyone's identity, I guess. It's just, everyone has their own limits to freedom, I think. Not everyone experiences the same thing. But I mean, to me, freedom is just thinking what I want and doing as much as I let myself do.
As much as you let yourself do. Oh, that is interesting. Hello.
She has started to discover her daughter.
She's like, elaborate.
I'm paying attention here.
Just learn.
Actually, there's a question I really want to ask her. Who were you chatting with last night?
Okay, Mom.
Okay, there are some restrictions for the host, okay?
Yeah, it's like, no.
Gagach, I know you feel that way, but I want to ask why. Because when I asked, I mean, Ina wanted you to be a guest on the show, and I kind of liked the idea.
And she allowed you.
Yeah, she's like,
and when I asked her, I said, Gagach, would you like to be a guest on our show? She was like, Mom, what am I going to talk about? I said, well, you know what the show is about. It's the feeling of being homesick. And she said, but I do not feel homesick. This is my home. And I said, this is exactly what you're going to talk about. When you say this is my home, why is this home? I mean, what does that really mean? I mean, it not only in words, but I know what you're going to do.
Yes, I am sorry
do
to
it
interrupt the
always.
mother and daughter conversation. And you'll have some time to think, because we have an advertisement break, but we'll come back shortly with Homesick at Home with our lovely guest, Akash, and her beautiful mama, Rina D. Stay tuned. Steven's gone. Rafi's gone. Rena, Asa. What am I gonna do?
Well, dear, that's the way men are. Maybe you should try a woman.
What? Rena, kezi cheraf.
Ina hangazdatsi. I meant as a co-host.
Vay. Homesick at Home.
This is how we do it. It's Friday night.
Kakajan, don't listen to that part, please. Let's drop that little jingle that we were in. So we're back. This is Homesick at Home, and we are here with mom and daughter, Rina and Gagach. How are you? Are you relaxed or are you kind of nervous being
am.
interviewed by your mom?
I mean, it's a weird,
weird.
feeling.
But are you comfortable or not?
I guess, yeah. I
Okay,
mean, since
good.
I know you guys.
Because at least we're
Easier.
trying to make you comfortable. We've left all the tricky questions to the end of the show. Let's keep the intrigue.
I think you have some tricky questions for me and her, not only her.
Could be. Who knows?
Wait till your son becomes 17.
Here comes the
And
sun.
he's on the show.
Gagach, how did you earn your first salary, if you have?
Oh, I worked for her, actually.
Oh, no.
She didn't, for the longest time, she did
Okay,
not let me talk.
Explain this very quickly. People are thinking that.
Yeah, no. So she didn't, for the longest time, she didn't let me have an actual job.
Tell us the whole truth.
Yeah, she was like, oh, you go do volunteer work and I'll give you extra money. And I was like, I don't want to take money from you. I want to earn my own salary. So then after some time, I started doing some photography and she let me work at her venues to take pictures.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
that
did
was
she
my
pay
first
you
salary.
enough or it was just
No, she didn't,
for
but
a
that's
lunch
okay,
break
you know,
or
it's,
I don't know?
it's
Can I
mother-daughter
just
stuff.
leave?
Here you go, Gagach. You can get yourself a
You know, it's like
sandwich.
my salary is her salary and hers is mine, so
Aw,
what does
cute.
it matter?
Oh, that was quick. That was really quick.
Good for you.
I
good,
am
good
quick.
girl. Okay, do you have a motto?
I don't think so, no. I guess just stay true to yourself,
There you go.
always.
You have one.
I guess I do. Turns
I'm
out
telling
I do.
you, people are discovering things in this studio.
Okay, what about the question that I asked you before the break? Like
Yes, so what was it?
the meaning of home. What does that mean for you? I mean,
I don't know. I guess, well, you also asked me why I feel like Armenia is my home.
yes.
Well, I feel like for the longest time I've lived in places where I would have a language barrier. Like, I would not be able to show people my emotions fully with my words because I did not know the language as well as my own. So it was kind of a weird thing that you got used to when you're living outside. But once I moved here, it was like an instant thing where, you know, you're walking down the street and you hear everyone talking in Armenian and you're confused. You're like, what is going on? This is amazing.
How cool.
I guess that was a big part of it. Yeah.
Pretty smart answer, huh?
See your girl. Proud mother. Right here. On Radio Van.
Exclusive.
Exclusively. Only for Radio Van. How would you describe Armenian people, local Armenians?
Well, not to bash local Armenians, but closed-minded.
Oh.
What
Just
else?
saying. Well, I mean, some of them are amazing people. Just, you know, the majority are not my type of people. But I mean, you get used to, like, living with them.
What do you mean, not your type of people? Can you?
I mean, they wouldn't
Explain.
understand me the way that some people do. They wouldn't accept me because I do things that I like. I don't think twice before I do things. I don't think twice before I say something. And, you know, most of the time they get offended or they say, oh, you can't do that, you can't say that. And that's why. I mean,
You're actually
not
talking
really.
about the age that you're in, right?
oh, yeah. I mean, I'm talking about the people that I'm surrounded with, you know?
It might be differences of culture, backgrounds.
Okay, because I have another thing. Is it hard to be a diaspora teenager in Armenia?
I mean,
Who
for
can-
me,
who-
it's not. Because
And
I'm
do
a
you
fast
feel-
adapter.
Do you feel that way, or you found friends and people who you feel comfortable with, and you don't feel like you weren't born here? Let's put it this way.
I mean, now I feel like I'm a part of these people. I'm like, I might not be born here, but no one can tell that I'm not born here. So once they know that I haven't, you know, lived here my entire life, they're like, wait, what? really? So, but at first, for the longest time, I refused to be a part of, this society. I was just like, hey, I'm not going to learn the language. If they want to understand me, they'll have to learn mine. But it was like, after some time, I was like, whatever. Well, I have to adapt now, so.
When in Rome, do like Romans.
Yes, it's very important, that adaptation, and I think she did it quite fast. I mean,
Yeah.
she was ready
once I
for
made
it.
the decision, it was fast. But at first, when I refused to, like, do anything, to integrate and, like, to be a part of this society, I was just, like, not doing anything. But once the decision was made, I was pretty fast. Like, it took me, like, a month or two to, like, have a group of friends that I enjoyed being around, that I could be myself with, that I can talk to. So
what you're saying is it's all up to a person,
yeah,
to whether to adopt or not.
of
It's
course,
just
yes.
they need to make a decision and start to integrate, adopt, and change, maybe to be
In some ways,
not of
not
course,
your
not
personality.
Totally, yeah,
Just
sure.
some part of you has to become a part of them. So it's innovatively,
There should be
something
some
changes.
compromise.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are
Thank
you wearing makeup?
Are you?
What in the world? I'm gonna be your lawyer.
Mom thinks she never asks me questions like this in real life. I don't know what's going on here.
Where were you last night,
Yeah.
Gagach?
Where were you?
I mean, I'm trying to get into the mood of the
Rena,
mother-daughter thing.
You're gonna lose. Don't start this game.
Yeah, she's like, well, people are watching, so now I have to act like.
Okay, I'm not
Gagach,
playing
I
anymore.
don't know.
Let's talk about you as a creative person. What do you do? What do you love? What do you like doing? And what do you do here? Studying.
I do a lot of things.
Okay.
So it's hard to
name them
pinpoint
all.
one thing. I sing, I write songs, I write in general. I read a lot. I don't know. I guess I do a lot of creative things.
Photography.
I do photography, yeah. I forgot about that almost. Yeah, I do a lot of things. So,
Okay, tell us about your experience with songwriting, because this is something that has kind of
That
really,
connects all of us here.
It has
it really does.
yeah, it has progressed a lot lately with her.
Yes. Well, I never used to think that I would write songs.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was a part of this program, and they taught me how to, write songs, how to
What
write
program?
commercial songs, technically.
Which program was it?
It was called Navak.
Mm-hmm.
It happened in Tumo the first year that I was a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
It was different than anything I had ever done before, and at first it was hard for me to, write music in their way because I was afraid to compromise my,
Point
art.
of view.
Yeah, and like what I think is, me
Mm-hmm.
in my art. But then after some time I realized that, I can still do what I want, but in certain ways I have to compromise to, if
To
I
become
want
more
this to be my
flexible.
career, if I want to make money off of it, because if you're going to be an artist and your art is also your job, there are always going to be compromises. But for the longest time, that's why I did not want to have a career in music, and I don't think I do now either. It's just something that has progressed, something that I have enjoyed doing, and I still enjoy doing, and yeah.
What kind of songs do you write? Are these love songs?
Not necessarily. There are some that are love songs, but not love songs, more like heartbreak songs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like sad songs. Sad
Could you
songs are my
sing
favorite.
a little bit, like one small piece on air right now,
I asked her
exclusively?
to bring the guitar.
No, we don't need a guitar.
What do you guys want me to sing?
Something that you,
Something that I wrote?
Yeah.
Can I just
Of
like
course.
sing one part?
yeah,
Okay.
sure, a small piece.
Because I don't remember.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, the thing is
The
when you
lyrics.
write a lot of like music. After some time, you forget most of it. So
I don't remember mine. Not always.
yeah, I doubt that. No
She
one
also
can.
writes the lyrics and the.
Yeah, I write lyrics for some people too.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so can we start now?
I'll just sing a chorus.
Yeah.
It's very repetitive, so don't judge.
You can do an
guys.
A and a B if you like.
Oh, but it's long.
We're not in a hurry. We still
Okay.
have like
Okay.
40.
Alright. My posture. Okay. I'm gone. I'll be gone tonight. Gone tonight. Gone tonight. Alright. I'll be gone tonight. Gone tonight. Gone by sunrise.
Ooh.
But you didn't do the verse. I like.
I didn't. For that, you will have to wait for the song to be released.
Ooh.
Nice. Thank you. You have a beautiful voice. Thanks.
Thank you.
What about the?
Have you done this before on air?
On air, not my own songs, but I have done just singing.
Cool. So this was the very first time.
To sing original music on air.
We're honored.
Exclusive on radio.
Yeah, the best thing about singing your
bum.
own songs, the best thing about singing your own songs is that no one knows the lyrics. So if you mess up,
Yeah.
you know, it's like that was it.
True.
No one
That's
judges
a
you.
good point. What inspires you?
Oh, a lot of things.
Like,
Honestly,
does she inspire you?
yes, in some ways.
That woman.
She inspires me to be productive, not necessarily in my art, but in my art, I guess everyday things. Like, you can be walking down the street and you see someone do something, or you see, you know, a bird flying, and you're like, wow, that could be a great line in a poem. That's, you know, you start something.
Flying bird.
What do you mean I don't inspire you in your art?
I mean, I never write about you.
Oh, no. Inspire you in a way to do something.
Yeah,
not to write
that's what
about.
I'm saying. You
Rena,
inspire
you're
me to be
cheating.
productive.
No hints.
You're like, oh, you have to say that I
Yeah.
inspire you.
No, I never do that, do I?
No, you don't. But I said you do inspire me, but in a way that you inspire me to be productive.
Okay, is Rena a strict, demanding mother?
Strict in her own way. I mean,
Okay.
she has her rules. She's like, if you want to do this thing, it's better to do it in front of me than to do it behind my back.
You know what, Gagach? Don't be afraid to say anything in the studio, because we have this this thing like
Yeah.
in Men in Black when you Rena, look here, and she forgets.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, I don't feel, you know, that I have to lie or that I have to hide something, because no, she's
She's
not that
too scared of you.
strict. Oh my god, my mom is here.
I mean, the kind of relationship we have is more like a friendship than a mother-daughter thing. So,
Okay, another question. As a mother, and what about being a demanding, like a critic, when it comes to evaluating your works, your art, your songs? Is
She never
she
evaluates.
okay?
She
What
lets
does
me,
she
you
do?
know, do my thing, and most of the time she likes it. And then if she doesn't, like, which doesn't really happen that much, she's like, why is this way? Like, what
Okay.
is this? Where did you get this? Like,
Asking questions.
yeah, she never says, oh, this is wrong.
yeah, because you need to understand first and then kind of say, it's wrong for me, but it might be right for you, you know? That's the most important thing, I think.
Gagach, is there a famous singer you would like to write a song for? A band, a singer.
I
know.
mean, a singer... Yeah, but they would never actually let someone else write their own music.
That's the other side of the thing, but
Yeah, I mean, I
Who
would
would
like
that
to
be?
have. I would like to have one of my songs in movies, not for artists.
But that might be happening real
I would
soon.
like to write with some artists, not write
Like
for
who?
them. Oh man, Steven Wilson.
Ooh.
I have a huge artistic crush on him. He's like 50, but
that's
he's
okay.
like a perfect artist.
right? Renajan,
Yeah,
is that okay?
I love
He's
Steven
amazing.
Wilson. I mean, talking about her collaborating, or even when she said she would like to have some artists or one of her songs in a movie, because she was given a chance like that lately. Can you tell them about this story?
Yeah.
I can, but nothing has come out of it yet.
But it
It's
might
the
be-
same program that got me into songwriting. They have this thing where they record your music and, they try to pitch it in movies and get you, jobs with your song. And, yeah, I'm hoping it will work out.
But there was a limited number of people that they had
Yeah,
to pick.
they pick and choose the songs that they want to, that they think would actually sell.
So out of like 30 people, they
Yeah, they
chose
choose, like,
6
10.
songs, 10 songs,
Yeah.
and 3 of them were yours.
Well, one of them was fully mine, that I had written music and lyrics, and the rest I had written some lyrics for.
So that it might work out, because
Yeah.
these people were, I mean, famous producers. Some of them
Yeah.
had worked.
Some of them have worked with, like, Justin Bieber. Like, I've written hit songs that, you hear and you're like, wait, you worked on that? And it's crazy. And it's fun.
Gagajan, would you like to cooperate? Have you ever had such practice? Do you have phobias?
I don't know. Do I, Mom?
Cockroaches.
I am not scared of cockroaches.
not anymore.
You are. I'm not.
That's right.
That was your phobia.
Why
Actually,
haven't
that's
you
me.
told
It's
me
not her.
earlier?
Yeah, that's
You
right.
never
I
talked
don't-
about that. Exacto.
I would like to think of myself as pretty fearless. But, I mean, phobias, I don't like being alone.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that's a phobia.
Alone
is it?
at home? Like,
No,
or
like,
alone
Not
in life?
alone, like lonely.
Okay.
And lonely, because she likes to be alone a lot.
I do like to be alone, but there's a difference between being alone and being lonely.
Yes.
And I hate being lonely.
Okay. What was the most risky action you've taken in life? Speaking of fearlessness.
Risky thing?
Yeah?
Like where I put my life on the line?
Well, anything you think of being...
I don't know. I mean... Something that I was very afraid of was like a roller coaster. I mean, I wasn't afraid, but like it intimidated me because at one point it like turned completely upside down, and I got on and I pushed
And you
through.
did it.
I did it.
And what do you think was the most important decision in your life?
I don't think I've lived that long to pick a most important decision.
Well, so far. Because you talked about having the most interesting time so far in Armenia. An important
have,
period that you
the
had
most
in Armenia.
important decision.
Maybe some decisions that
I
you
guess
can
to
think of?
let myself be loved.
Mhm.
Because I, as a person, do not like, giving control to people over me.
And being loved means being
Being
controlled.
loved, in a sense, as in when you love someone and they love you, it's this thing where a part of you expects something from them. And if you expect something, there is always the chance of, losing them and, like, losing yourself. So, it's kind of...
Oh my God.
Philosophy.
What have I done? What have I done?
Rena,
What have you done?
Rena, gonna jurber.
She's like, leave the room.
Cheers.
Seriously. Oh, nice thinking.
Okay. Gagach, another
She
thing
has a
that
question.
I am afraid now because of that tone.
No, because there are lots of things that she does that I'm proud of. I mean, her music, her singing, her songwriting, even her, performing the instruments. She's learned a few instruments.
And writing, do not forget about
This
that
is
one.
what I was talking about. Now, I want to go there
Such a
now, right
modest
now.
girl.
Because she writes, and it's, even if I say so myself, it's fantastic. the way she writes, the way she feels, and the way she can kind of communicate those feelings through words. It is just fantastic, especially at this age. And lately she has decided to publish a book,
Wow.
her writings.
What
Do you
would you
remember
call-
anything from like a piece you can recite or
Oh
something?
no. You can open it up on your
Okay,
iPad
we'll-
and
we'll-
read something if you want.
What would you name your book? What would be the title?
Oh, the title. I know the title. It's called Kaleidoscope Moments.
Why?
I guess because, what I write are more images than situations. And I feel like I have a lot of different things going on. Like 1 minute you can be in this situation, and then the next you're like at a completely different place.
Okay, what's your sign?
I'm a Libra.
That's what I thought.
You guys, you're perfect for each other.
I knew that.
And
Okay.
that's why we get along too.
Okay,
part.
there is always a kaleidoscope in the brain of Libras. So no more questions about the title. What is the last book you read? Or you're reading?
Last book
Oh,
I
she's
read.
a bookworm.
Oh, wait, let me remember the last book I read. The book that I'm reading currently is The Beautiful and Damned by F. Scott Fitzgerald.
I know.
Yeah, you know that because I kept my book with you.
Her book was at my home.
Yeah, you were like, what is this? But the last book I read, if I'm not mistaken, was The Outsiders.
Kafka, right?
No, not Kafka.
You were reading Kafka before this, no?
No.
Wow, what a girl.
I mean,
I'm impressed.
imagine the only thing that she kind of disrespected what I told her. Mm-hmm. I mean, she's never done it before. She usually respects
Oh,
my
wait,
opinion.
no, it wasn't The Outsiders. It's Norwegian book by Haruki Murakami.
Because we always kind of discuss before she starts reading a book. She's like, "Can I read this book?" And if I know what it's about, I kind of tell her, "I think you should wait a bit more to read this book." But the only time she kind of went ahead and did something I kind of asked her not
you
to
sure?
do was I'm
Yeah.
100% sure.
I mean,
Was her
sometimes...
going behind my back and reading a book I told her to wait a few more years to read.
I was like, I'm not going to wait till I'm 18 to read this.
I do that same thing.
I was like, come on, Mom. And then afterwards, I was like, that... Because one day we were talking about books again, and she was like, so you can't read that one. And I'm like, you're wrong about, the books that you think I'm not going to like if I read them now. Because I
There's a
read
good-
one of those and I loved it.
And there's a good joke about it, but I'll tell you after the show. Gagach, is there anything that makes you angry, nervous?
Everything. Literally. I am a very angry person.
Rena, what did you do to this little girl?
Actually, this is the question I'm asking myself.
I think
right
this is
now.
how I was born. Just like an angry fireball.
I think it's the coffee you drink. The amount of coffee you drink.
Okay, here it goes again.
There she is, being a mom again.
I think she's 24/7 mom.
I'm
In
kinda like
the
cool
best
mom,
way.
though.
Yeah.
I'm a cool mom.
Yeah, you are. You're like the protective friend, not a mom.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Aw,
You're like
this
the
is
mom
so
friend.
Corny. What's the best and worst part of being Rena's daughter?
Ooh.
Worst part is being recognized everywhere, literally. I could be walking down the street and someone would stop me. They're like, "You're Rena's daughter, right?" And I'm like, "Hi,
No, I'm Gagach.
I am, but who are you? I don't know who you are." The best part is I get free tickets to like shows.
Oh my god.
It's awesome.
What a materialistic.
I mean, come on, it's
generation.
music. That's awesome.
That was so sentimental.
The
Thank you.
best part of being Rena's daughter is getting free tickets to everywhere.
I'm gonna
I mean,
have-
as a person, I love her, but
But
We're talking about the best and worst parts.
okay.
I think I'm gonna have a list of people who want me to adopt them after the show.
Yeah,
I think you
that's
already
Free
did
tickets,
have that.
everybody. Free tickets, free tickets.
Or just friends, not.
Is it also? Does it include airline tickets? I'm just curious.
No.
No,
Unfortunately.
that's a bummer.
I wish. I would have gone halfway
I mean, if
across
I was
the
a
world at this point.
hostess or a pilot, okay. But I'm a musician. I'm so sorry. You only get
so
free
sorry.
tickets for
To music.
concerts.
Gagach, is there a question you would like to ask your mom?
Ooh.
Right here, right now, on air.
How are you?
Oh, the question. That question.
She
again.
hates this question and she never answers it. Every time I ask her, how are you? And she's like, why are you asking me that? Like, stop.
Okay, now please explain.
She knows
This
why.
is a moment of
because
honesty.
It's a question I don't like answering. And for those who are quite close to me and feel me, they need not ask this question.
They need not ask this question.
I shall not ask this question.
Thou shall not.
This is when it turns into Shakespeare.
Amen.
To be or not to be.
Okay, she still hasn't answered. How are you, Rena John?
Yeah, she did. See, I told you.
No, really, how are you?
Yeah, I just told
Just
you.
lie, just lie.
Oh, that's another thing I can't do. You know me.
Yeah.
Okay, what would you change about yourself?
No, nothing.
Nothing?
I can give you a list
Yeah.
to help.
Well,
I
I
mean,
mean-
suggestions, you know.
Rena,
They're like,
please behave.
you can change that, this.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I feel
Here's
very comfortable.
A, B, C options.
Multiple choice. Choose one.
I feel like I'm very comfortable in my own skin and in my personality. And I feel like, you know, if people want to be critical about me and say, oh, that's wrong and this is right, then they don't understand me. So if you don't want to accept who I am,
So it's
fine.
their problem, okay?
But, you know, it's,
So what
it's
do we
kind
do
of
with
like,
those people?
we just burn
we
them.
ditch them.
Okay, what do you like about Armenian people?
I've never thought about that.
Think about it. It's the right time.
You can even write a song about it.
They're very proud of their country. I like that.
And what do you
And they-
like about being an Armenian?
Being an Armenian. I don't know. What do I like about being an Armenian?
What do you like? Think about it, and we'll.
I mean, I like being a part of this small, you know, country, and just, you know, being a witness to
and being
what
recognized by everyone.
happens here. I mean, that's cool too. But I like knowing that, you know, we're not this huge country that everyone has their eyes on, and, you know, we have our own little place, and we're living here, and we're making history, and I am aware of that. And that's not something I can say about other countries, because I am not aware of what's going on there. No.
No.
No clue.
Gagach, what's the source of your energy?
She wants to connect to your source of energy.
What's the source of my energy?
Rena, I see everything that you're doing there.
The universe.
Ooh, I like that answer. That's mine too.
And who is your universe?
The actual universe.
Mama. Ooh.
Oh, what? The actual universe.
Do you like how your mama cooks?
Are these
Oh,
questions
hell
about
no.
her or me? I don't get it. What are you doing?
This is the this is the
The
this
next
is the part
question
where
will be
she wants
about
the
her.
audience to know more about you as a parent. So she's like
just
putting
I'll come
you on
as a
the
guest
spot.
next time. Don't worry.
Oh, be my guest.
She doesn't cook well, no.
No?
You wouldn't know because I haven't cooked for ages.
She makes a mean macaroni though.
What's your favorite Armenian dish?
Oh, I don't. I don't think I've tried any Armenian dishes.
No, you must be kidding me now.
No, I mean the ones
Rena.
we make are not the local Armenian dishes, but they're the
Go and
kind
eat
of-
hash right now.
Yeah.
I went one time, and I tried, and I could not make myself do it. So I just left.
Okay, anything else? Harissa?
Yeah, harissa. She likes harissa.
Oh, that's Armenian? Yeah, I love harissa.
Okay, you have homework, Renajan. Please.
Not in the kitchen.
You're like,
No
feed your
homework in
daughter
the
Armenian
kitchen.
food.
No. It's out of kitchen. Just, she needs to get more
Not the
familiar
food
with
thing.
Armenian.
I'm not a food person. I can't do it.
Yeah, she doesn't even eat that much.
You can watch pictures about Armenian food. Just Google
It's like Google
them.
Armenian
Yeah.
food.
Did you
Okay.
just say that?
Yeah. Okay, Gagach, what other activities do you participate in?
I go to school.
That's an activity.
It is technically.
Great.
I don't think I do activities.
Should I ask what's her favorite subject?
Oh, you can do that.
Yeah, okay. What's
my
your
favorite
favorite subject?
It used to be physics, but I haven't been learning physics for like 3 years at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Because my
Excuse me.
major in school is economics. So yeah, my major in school is economics, so I don't learn physics at school.
Do you enjoy
But I like
economics?
math.
From economics to music. How do you
I mean,
do these transitions?
She's a weird one. I mean,
See, I'm a kaleidoscope.
she's a combo. I don't know.
I
Yes,
am that
it's very
weird
interesting.
part
I
of,
mean,
you know, society that likes math and music.
yeah, and that's why I was kind of like worried. What is she going
She's
to do
very
when she
constructive
kind
for
of graduates? I mean, what does she want to do? Like university, get accepted in what? Because she had first she was like, "Mom, I want to do quantum physics." I was like, "Oh, okay." And then when
And then I
she-
realized that I'm not gonna make any money because I'm just gonna sit around and like
too
wait
constructive for an
something.
art person.
And
for-
then she was
for-
like, okay, I'm doing English and communications. But then she was kind of offered, or they spoke about her being offered a scholarship in music. And she was like, but I don't think I want to do music. I want to study music. You know, I want to
Yeah.
leave that as a passion. So it was like,
I mean, if I still have the chance, I will go. But after I graduate the first time.
a fusion of passion and logic.
and I mean, the scholarship was for
Gagach.
Berkeley.
That's
I mean,
me.
nobody misses the chance for a Berkeley scholarship. You know, it's one of the
Man, if I still have the chance
best
to go,
universities.
I'll be on the next flight.
Yeah.
Do you have a secret to reveal to your mom?
I don't have any
Oh, don't do that on
secrets.
air.
Do it right now.
Ina, stop it.
I don't
Keep going.
I don't have any secrets. I really don't. Not even from like people in my life. I feel like I'm a very honest and
So you
blunt
mean I'm
person.
not special? Even people?
It's not you, it's me.
So you don't poke your nose when you're alone? Pig. Okay, what's the worst memory? Maybe childhood memory. I don't know.
She likes the sad stuff.
What's my worst memory?
Because she's
That's
a
deep.
liberal.
I don't want to talk about that.
Okay.
I feel like that would be too much to share with the world.
That's what I told her in the kitchen. I said, if
Oh, that was your decision?
I don't even know what you guys are talking about. You
It's
turned
okay,
me into the
Rena-chan.
mother.
we will explain
It's
you
all
later.
your fault.
It's the best.
Okay.
One of your
Wait,
best
what is your
sides.
what do you
Relax.
think? What is my worst memory in your opinion?
Oh, you can't do this to me.
I can, actually, I
Don't we
can.
have a break or something?
Why?
No
you
break.
need water?
No, I mean the
No, she just doesn't want to answer.
We have still 3 minutes before the break.
What would be your worst enemy? I think it has something to do with you moving from Syria. That would be
Dana,
something.
wrong answer.
Don't look at me like that. Okay. your worst memory. It could be a zillion things. I don't know. No, seriously. I mean, I think because it was a difficult time for you, Gagach.
Did you punish her?
Why?
Did you put her in a corner or something?
Like, stand in the corner.
The only punishment I used to give her when she was very little was
Timeout.
timeout.
And it was the worst kind.
And it's
I couldn't move.
this is so interesting because I read it in books. They said just give the child a timeout, which is like you telling them not to move for for like every age has like a certain amount of seconds, minutes plus the 2 minute that is the timeout. And I was like, no way, this doesn't work. And I tried it and it did, and I was like, oh my God, it really works.
So how many minutes did you have?
I was like, I used to tell her, okay, time out, that's it. You're not moving for 2 minutes. And she was like, no, Mama, please. And she didn't move. And I was like, oh my God, these people know what they're talking about in the book.
I loved moving. I still do. I'm a very active person, so that was like hell for me.
Interesting. And I tried it with the second child, and it also worked.
It did? I don't remember that.
It did, but he needed it much less than you did.
Yeah, because he's not a very active person. I'm like all over the place.
Yeah.
1 second I'm here, next second I'm there. It's just like you never... We're like, whoa.
Gagach, why have you decided to because you don't like sharing much. I mean, you do like sharing, and as much as you do, you kind of are very cautious what you share. Why did you decide to share your writings, your book? Why did you want to publish it?
That was actually a very difficult thing for me to do at first. When I first started up my blog, it was this thing where I did not want to share it with anyone, because that was just me and my feelings. But then after some time I realized if there is at least like one person who can read something that I've written and be inspired by it or feel something, then it would be a valid reason to, show people.
If the stars light up, that means someone needs it. And if the advertisement comes, that means someone needs it.
We needed that, like
2
air, minutes ago.
Like air on air advertisements. Stay tuned. We're here for another 8 minutes with Gagach and her mom.
And Ina MK.
Homesick at Home.
Ina, I thought this was an English-speaking show.
Are we on air?
Yes. Every Friday night.
Homesick at Home.
I see how he's standing in between dunes of sand, how the water drifts towards him and meets his toes, how he squints his eyes with a hand outstretched, looking at the roaring waves ahead. The shadow of his fingers resting on his face. I feel how words have run dry. How I long to utter even a word, but nothing comes out. I admire him from behind, not approaching, knowing that this image will be shattered by just one step forward. He stands alone with an empty look on his face. I close my eyes and listen to the wind dancing in my ears, the foam making love to the shore, and how he silently speaks of all the things that kept him up at night. I think pretty thoughts and hide behind a peaceful smile. Salty hair blurs my vision, and flowers sway and dip while the sun sets on my burnt skin, getting lost in the hum of pointless conversation around me. The world stops as he turns around, glances at me with a look of sadness on his face, and disappears into thin air. I wake up shaking with words left at the tip of my tongue, unaware of where my mind drifted in my sleep. I let go of this forgotten dream, and lay back in bed, wide awake with an emptiness settling in my chest, and what's left is just a longing for something unknown.
Oh, wow. Reina,
The Ghost Shore.
Reading The Ghost Shore by Gagach Derkhorenyan, exclusively for Radio Van Homesick at Home. Thank you. Bravo. Now, of course, I have a question. What is this about in your, well, everyone understands everything they read in their own way. So what is this from your point of view, and what inspired you or motivated you to write this?
Okay. So
Is it a recent?
No, it's not.
Work?
It's an old one.
Okay.
So, for me, this was about someone that I had lost, who I realized that after I lost them, I could no longer be there for them. So the part where I say, I know that I can't take a step forward. It's because I can't do anything about it, even when I see that person in pain. And it's basically a dream that when you wake up you forget what it is, but there's that feeling left, that something happened, something meaningful happened in that dream, but you can't remember what it is. Mm-hmm. So you wake up with the feeling and not with the, memory of what it was. So it's basically about that.
How old are you?
How old are you?
17.
70. Wow. Thank you for sharing this with us. And thanks for your explanation. Tell us about your dreams.
I don't necessarily think I have any dreams. I don't think that
Can't
way.
be.
I feel like I have a lot of goals, but not anything that is that I consider a dream, because I don't think that anything I want to accomplish is out of reach for me.
Mm-hmm.
So, they're goals.
That's
There's
my
something
baby
that I am going to get to.
Smart girl. Okay, here comes we have like 2 minutes, and I have the last question. Would you change anything about your mom?
Oh my God.
What is this question?
It's an interesting one, though.
I would make her more selfish.
We did it. Okay, this was Homesick At Home, our English-speaking show, which is on air every Friday from 9 to 10 p.m. I'd like to remind you that you can tune in or you can watch us live on www.radiovana.fm, and also you can join our Facebook page and watch our live video there. And if you missed it, oops, too bad, but you still have the chance.
Did you see that? The roll of the eyes? The roll of the eye.
You can still watch this episode later. You can find it on our website again and on the Facebook page. And I would like to remind that we have an awesome new application for your smartphones and Androids and iOS, and you can download us, take us anywhere around the globe, carry, enjoy, and love. Thank you, Gagach, for this honest talk tonight.
Thank you for being our guest.
I really enjoyed watching you guys, and I really admire you, honestly, being not only mom and daughter, but also good friends. And Rina has told me a lot about this relationship, but I also witnessed the part of it tonight.
She was curious.
The mystery of Gagach and Rina.
So we have to say goodbye to our listeners for now. Have a great Friday night. Have an amazing weekend. See you next Friday.
Good night, everybody.
Good night,
Good
and
night.
thanks for being with us. Bye-bye.